Does your business need WordPress? The best small business website and blogging platform out there, period. Well, let's find out. This is the second video of our free online marketing course, and we're going to talk about a CMS or a content management system called WordPress and why using it might be one of the smartest and most effective things you do in establishing a solid marketing platform. Once again, this is Aaron Fletcher, by the way, CEO of Geek Free Marketing. How are you? There are three pillars of a great website. The first is, well, it should be great for your audience, a platform to reach and engage visitors and compel them to take action. That goes without saying. The second is your website should be Google friendly with a site structure that's optimized for both performance in terms of speed and structure and also search engine optimization. The third is that it should be good for you. It should be a stable, secure, easy to use and manage in terms of content, adding blog posts and videos, and it should be inexpensive. It should not cost an arm and a leg for a really good, modern, functional website. There are a lot of problems out there with most small business websites. A lot of these might apply to you. First is a lack of traffic and qualified leads. It goes without saying that's really the bottom line in using a website as a lead generation tool. The second problem we see a lot is a poor, out-of-date design, looking more like an online brochure than a lead generation engine. A lot of small business websites are expensive, costing thousands with little functionality, and with that little functionality, we mean that you can't really manipulate search engine optimization, you can't add content easily, you can't integrate social media tools, and most of these aren't mobile friendly. So they're difficult to manage and update, and sometimes you have to call somebody to update your site or go learn HTML. Essentially, there are two different types of websites out there. There is a basic extended hypertext markup site, which is just the main language that the web uses for displaying web pages and other information on the web. And there's a CMS. Okay, we call that a content management system. This is a computer program that allows publishing, editing, modifying content, as well as maintenance from a central interface. So a CMS site just uses a database, if you will, that allows you to do a lot of powerful stuff with no technical knowledge, no coding, and updating your website is just about as easy, believe it or not, as updating a Facebook. So it goes without saying that we're not looking for a HTML website. We need a CMS. There are a lot of benefits of using a CMS. They're easy, inexpensive to launch and host. There's a lot of existing professional optimized themes that you can just customize or use a designer and pay very little money to result in a great look. They're very simple to manage, to add content, photos, blogs to, and there's a huge open source community with thousands of themes, plugins, and tools. And finally, you own the platform with a CMS site. There's no third-party fees, delays, or headaches. The top CMS platforms out there, again, content management systems, there's a whole slew of them. There's WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, and a whole bunch of other ones. A lot of small business owners use customized ones where the company that you pay to host your website actually has their own CMS. That is frankly a nightmare because anytime they switch hands, there's downtime, or you want to go with somebody else, you have to pick up and kind of move the whole and rebuild the whole website or rebuild the racetrack instead of just moving the horse. So the net of all this is that WordPress simply rules. It's the most simple to use CMS. It's totally geek free. It's quick to launch and set up. You can get it up and running in just 5 minutes, believe it or not. It's cheap, it's stable. You can host it for $5 to $19 a month. And again, there are thousands of stunning, totally customizable themes out there, along with the web's largest library of powerful plugins. If you want it, they have it. So who uses WordPress? Well, a lot of companies you're very familiar with. eBay, the Wall Street Journal, Yahoo, Ford Motor Company use it for not just some of them for their main sites, but their blogs. So it's the biggest. There are millions and millions of sites out there on WordPress, and it's super stable. One warning I want to bring up to you: when people say WordPress, they talk a lot about WordPress.com and WordPress.org. WordPress.com is not what you want to do. So where it would be like yourbusiness.wordpress.com. That's just a blogging platform, a lot like Blogger or Typepad, where you go sign on, get an account in a few minutes. You can do some light customization, but all the content you write goes on WordPress.com. You want a hosted WordPress instance, which means you just the files are on your domain. You do not want WordPress.com. And a hosted version of WordPress.org just entails you to go download the files and host the actual WordPress site on your own domain. On most hosting providers, you can do that with one click of a mouse. We're about to show you how to do that. So let's keep true to our course and talk about the online marketing funnel and how WordPress fits in your funnel. If you remember from video 1, everything you do in online marketing should be scrutinized and evaluated against the simple online marketing funnel. Does it reach your target audience, getting in front of the eyeballs of the people that you want to do business with? Does it engage them so they stick around and consume your content and your messaging and see you as an authority in the process? And finally, is it optimized for conversion, to compel somebody to take a defined action? That could be filling out a web form, picking up the phone, downloading an ebook. A conversion is an action. So let's look at how WordPress kind of fits in each of these phases of the funnel. When it comes to reach, WordPress has great SEO-friendly site structure and themes. They have tons of SEO plugins, and just it's a friendly content marketing platform. It started as a blogging platform, so it allows for easy blogging, videos, and syndication, which we have a whole video about coming up, the result of which is generating way more traffic and fast. In terms of engagement, WordPress has very professional themes out there that allow for great navigation and social media sharing plugins. With a click of a mouse, you can upload and really encourage your readers to share and engage with your content. The way that WordPress is laid out in terms of categories and tags, which we'll be talking about later when we have the video, when we cover the video on setting up your site, it's easy to make you an authority in your niche. And that's why so many websites, website owners love using WordPress. Let's talk about the fun stuff, conversion. You can easily integrate lead forms, what's called hello bars, phone numbers, pop-up chat windows, all kinds of stuff to really consider in your design what the intended action for the user is, and you can make that happen easily in WordPress with no technical knowledge. Okay, so let's look at an example of how WordPress addresses the funnel. This is a great website if you haven't checked out smartpassiveincome.com. It's a blogger named Pat Flynn that covers online marketing. He uses a simple WordPress theme, and you can see that there's every page of a WordPress site can be optimized for reach. You have the keywords used in the title tag that are going to show up in search engines. You have the content that's keyword rich. You have engagement tools in place like compelling photos that draw the user in, and social sharing. Look how many shares that this one blog post has received. This is a new one. That's a great one, by the way. And finally, conversion. On every page, WordPress has places that you can easily literally paste code or drag widgets into the sidebar and headers, and you can really make sure that every page of your site is optimized for conversion. And it does all this in style. A lot of people think WordPress is just a blogging platform, but you can design some of the most interesting content and function-rich websites in WordPress. And these are a couple examples that we have designed, but there are millions and millions of examples out there. So let's talk about the steps to WordPress success. What does it really take to be successful on WordPress? It's much more simple than you might think. And in subsequent videos, we're going to go into more detail on how to set up your site for engagement and conversion. But the simple Reader's Digest steps to success, you need to register a domain name. And the SEO video will probably touch on that, but I need to keep this video under 10 minutes as promised. But you want to register a domain name, or if you have one, your registrar probably allows for a simple one-click WordPress install. But you want to have a good domain name that represents your brand, and if your domain name is keyword rich, although that's less important in terms of Google, that helps as well. But you need to choose a hosting provider. I'm going to recommend Bluehost in a few slides from now, but there's tons of hosting providers. You want to make sure that they have what's called a WordPress one-click install. Again, no technical knowledge. You log into your hosting provider, you click a button, you launch WordPress, and then you can start to customize it. You can literally do it in 4 minutes. There's a video you'll see in the resources link for this video where you can see Pat Flynn launching WordPress in 4 minutes. Then you need to choose a theme. It's important to choose a base theme so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Then just customize it. Don't let anybody ever tell you you need a brand new website from scratch. That's silly. It's a waste of time and money, and I've seen quotes. I just talked to a customer who had a quote for $25,000 for a small business website. If you're not doing advanced kind of three-dimensional scanning or selling, you know, some serious millions and millions of products or something, you don't need that. So you choose a basic theme, you customize using a designer or do it yourself, and then once you have that in place, you want to make sure your design is optimized for reaching in terms of SEO and knowing what keywords and what to blog about we're going to cover, engagement, so people stick around your site and see you as an authority, and building trust in the process, and conversion. So we have future videos coming up on all this stuff, and a couple of resources to leave you with. For hosting, I recommend Bluehost. There's a one-click install. If you go to geekfreemarketing.com/Bluehost. For themes, there are a ton of themes companies out there. There's Theme Forest and Elegant Themes, but we like what's called the Genesis framework, which is a super stable, fast framework by StudioPress. If you go to geekfreemarketing.com/StudioPress, there's more information about that. Check it out. And if you need help, you don't need to go hire a super high-end web designer. There's a lot of good designers you can outsource. You can feel free to contact me if you want further information about that, but you can go to Odesk or Elance. There's a lot of good resources out there. So guys and gals, WordPress is the way to go. Make it happen. Do what it takes to convert your site to WordPress. If you already have a WordPress site, that's great. We're going to talk about how to really set it up for speed, functionality, and performance in future videos. And last but not least, we have a quick visual example, a skit called "If Only Your Business Could Talk to Your Website," starring yours truly. Ready? Here we go. Hello there, it's me, your business. Are you still alive? Hey, you talking to me? Yeah, we haven't seen a lead since 1998. Watch it, pal. I'm a classic. We need a serious makeover. You really think so? Yes. On WordPress, you'll be bigger, stronger, faster. You know, like the $6 Million Man, the show that was out when you were designed. Okay, look out, Google. Here I come.